And welcome back. You know, it must be Soap Sundays here on JLJ Media. We're back with the Bold and Beautiful mini spotlight where we recap, actually, the week that was in Los Angeles on CBS. And we're talking to Bold and Beautiful and the episodes that happened this week. And I'm going to tell you right before I even begin introducing people, I took notes like normal. I don't need the notes. We know what happened this week. You know exactly. I don't need nothing. I need to look. I need the paper. I need to look at it. We know exactly what the F happened this week. So we're just going to talk. I know it by heart. I've been dreaming about it. We're going to talk about it. No, screw the notes. Don't need anymore. And doing this with me, of course, to my left, in the corner. Someone did put baby in the corner. Tammy Govea.
Hi, everyone.
And below, she survived hurricanes to be here today.
Yes.
And we're actually, I mean, all seriousness, we're really glad you guys are okay. And she says the funniest S on this show, Amanda Russ. Hi, Amanda.
Guys.
Cheers, everybody, with our Forest of Creation mugs. Good.
Cheers.
Both the Foresters this week, and some Spencers. Yeah, so we're here on JLJ Media earlier today, which is up now. Forever and a Day podcast. Me and Tony Moore did that. We have Matthew Preston, who plays Jonah Bennett, on. We talk about the infamous scene in episode 1. We talk all different things and who he would choose, Stephanie or Miranda. That's on right now on JLJ Media right now. And then later today, GH Mini Spotlight with me and Frank Moran. The ladies are off today. It's me and Frank. We'll be ranting all about the week that was and all that Nell drama.
Such a good week.
It was such a great week. And
GH was like on fire.
Wally Kurth. That'll be on live today at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on JLJ Media. We'll be doing that also. So go ahead and check those out. Ladies, I thought of you, but I had messaged you guys. I thought of you both this whole week. Starting on Tuesday, I was like, this is crazy talk, starting on Tuesday. So I have to ask that question that I ask you every week. Overall, what'd you think of this week? Anyone go first?
I thought the week was great.
Yes.
I thought it was solid. It wasn't a whole bunch of repetition. You know, the last couple of weeks, I think we all agreed is like, oh my God, how many conversations can Quinn and Shauna have? How many flashbacks to the friggin' wedding in Vegas can we have? Like, so I thought this week, they're like, okay, finally, there's some story and there's, you know, the story's being driven and we're going somewhere.
Amanda, what'd you think?
I agree. I thought it was a good week. They went in a direction I wasn't expecting, but I thought it was a good week.
And it was a whiplash week.
That's a good way of putting it. Yes, they did. Two couples. Seriously, yes. We're gonna get into it in a second. But I'm saying overall, as you always say, yeah, it wasn't an info week. It wasn't a repetitive week. I was like, if I see them talking one more time with the same thing, I was going to, like, you know, get some peeking shears and cut myself up. So I'm glad that this was like, actually, story did move forward. And so let's just get into it. We'll do the smaller one first, because it does affect, because there was one storyline this week, kids. You all know there's only one storyline this week. But the fallout, which I thought was a beautiful kind of part of the storyline, was Katie and Bill. I
was going to say, what was a smaller storyline? Like, I couldn't even remember it until you just brought it up. Like, oh, yeah.
It was Katie and Bill. And basically, the relationship. And I thought, I'll start first, I just thought it was very realistic, their talk. Heather Tom could turn on the waterworks like nobody's business. She used to bottle that up and sell that. Because I don't know how,
Remember Learning Annex, the Learning Annex?
Yes.
Yeah, where you could teach a Learning Annex class on, you know, how to pop a champagne cork, you know. If she could, oh my God, if she could teach a class on that.
I still love Learning Annex. That's a big master one. No, but yes, she, you know, Heather Tom, you see why she's 6-time Emmy winner, so you can tell why she's not do it. I thought all these years, and I think Amanda and you guys talked about it a little bit last couple of weeks, they had to do something, right, with them, because Katie couldn't stop being hurt by Bill. And I think Amanda said that. She was like, she was just done with that. I think that's why I was like, it was kind of like she came to a realization, you want my sister. You don't really want me. We did have more than, you know, than whatever, but you want her, right? So Amanda, what do you think?
Yeah. I think she finally is like, okay, there's nothing else I can do. Like, I love you. You love me, but not enough. And there's nothing else I could do to, like, you're just going to keep hurting me. And I can't have that. And I was like, good. He needs to be told that. Right?
I love it, Erase. No, it's true. I just felt like it was time for him to have that conversation. And the part that broke my heart, Tammy, was when she kind of said, what is it about her? What can she give you that I can't? And my heart just broke with that, because that's a true, real, honest question. Like, what is it about my sister and not me? Tammy, what do you think about all that?
So there are two things that Katie said that made complete sense, in that, to me, this is the end. There is never, ever going to be a Bill and Katie because of this. When she said, the idea of the family, our family, is a fantasy for you, Bill. And the power, let's talk about the power of fantasy in people's lives. Like, letting go of a fantasy is extraordinarily difficult. And for Bill, this happy family of Katie and, what's the boy's name?
Will.
Yeah, Will.
Yeah, I know.
Is a fantasy.
Yeah.
That he's, been clinging to for so long. And you can't, a fantasy never lives up to reality. And that's what's happening. And then she said, okay, don't lose train of thought. The fantasy, and then she said, I haven't been willing to let you go. Like, I haven't been able to not see you in my life up until now.
Yep.
And I'm like, look, you can see my goosebumps.
I know, I know.
You know, when you finally move into that space where it's like, oh my God, I can finally do this. I can finally say goodbye and, like, mean it.
That conversation was just,
and Bill's just like,
yeah, because she's done.
She's done.
I mean, but Bill can't say anything. There's nothing for him to
come up with. The writing was so brilliant. The writing was so good. I mean, I said it was a realistic conversation between two adults. And I agree with you. And I don't know if you agree also, Amanda, that I think they're done. I think really they for the audience, it's like, okay, they can co-raise a child. They'll always care about each other and so on, but they are dead.
I do want to say one thing.
Please.
I just need to say thank you to the cleaning crew that locked Carter out of the locker room. Thank you so much, B&B.
Okay, look at listen to her. Mm-hmm. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for that. That was just for you, Amanda. That was just for you. Yes.
I appreciated that.
Oh yeah.
No, it was delicious. Yes. So I think they're done. So they're done. I think that's it. That's good. So now I can move them off to other things.
But that's a good question. What is it that Brooke has? That's a good question. What do you guys think? What is it? Because is it a fantasy too? Is this yet another fantasy of Bill's, or is there something else to it?
And to go with Amanda's thing, Heather Thompson on my show years ago, she would love to have her and Carter get together. She was a whole Carter fan. I was like,
I wish Katie would turn kind of like bad a little and go after Wyatt and destroy him and Flo's.
I loved her and Wyatt together. I thought they were
loved them.
I thought they were short.
Loved them.
And it would be revenge on Bill.
Oh,
I'm totally for it. And it fits within Bold and Beautiful's kind of universe.
Yeah.
Their purview. That's what they do. I'd be all for it. Oh, I'm all for that storyline.
Totally.
They had great chemistry. Darren Brooks and her had great chemistry. I liked them together. They were just different, and it was also so incestuous too, which is what Bold and Beautiful does best. So I thought, why not? But if her and Bill are done, he can be annoyed, but he can't get upset.
Oh, he'll get upset.
We know.
Oh, yeah.
We know what I mean, man. It's like he can get. I mean, they're not together, so
Right.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But I'm just saying, she said on my show, on Bold Breakdown years ago, I'd love for me and Cardi to get together. And I said to him too, and he said, sure. We're like, well, sure. I think couple.
Yeah, it's interesting because when I think of Wyatt and Katie, what I loved about them is that Wyatt brought out Katie's sexy, playful, a woman who's comfortable in her body and isn't afraid to come here kind of thing.
Yeah.
And with Bill, she was the perfect mother and, the perfect wife. She was in this box all the time. And she wasn't like that with Wyatt. So I would love to see that translated to Carter. Or to someone else. I want that side, as you were saying, Amanda, like a different side to Katie that we know is there.
Yeah.
She's always put upon. So I want that done now. It's like, stop getting her diseases. Stop taking kidneys and stuff from her. Let's give her. Oh my God, Ron Moss just went live now. People. Ron Moss just went live on Facebook. Speaking of beautiful folks, my buddy Ron. But I think I'm tired of that side of Katie. We know she can do it. We know she's a great actress. She can do it all. But yeah, let's do some fun. Lighten her up a little bit. Have some fun. She deserves it. The actress, and the character deserves it. It needs it. So I'm all for it. So that was the fallout. That was kind of like a fallout of all this because she found out that he said he loved Brooke. So now it's the main event. The main event. Extra, extra. I'm in love. I want to thank the lucky star. Little Barbara Streisand. I started watching on Monday. I watched it on real time. I don't know when you guys watch. I watched it this week. I watched it every day. I can't. It doesn't always happen that way. But this week I had a chance to watch it every day. So I was like, message you guys. I texted Tim. I was like, oh my God, Jesus God, you gotta die. The big thing out of this, okay, you guys. I'm back on Brooke's side again.
Yeah.
Hello.
Because Brooke got a little gangster this week on Ridge because Ridge was ridiculous. So the beginning of the whole thing was that Ridge overheard her say, I will always love you. But not like I will always love you. But it was just like, I loved you, in our marriage, and I will always have a place in my heart. I will always love you, a place in my heart for you. He can't get that out of his brain. Back to the ego thing, right, Amanda? Back to the ego. So now he goes back home to his wife. And that scene when she's sitting on the bed made me laugh. I had to laugh.
Can we just back up?
Yes.
What grown-ass man lurks at the top of the staircase and then slithers away without confronting the man who he says he despises and who's destroyed his family? He's putting this on Brooke when he didn't have the cojones to confront the situation then and there?
I agree. I mean, she's all... I agree. I mean, that's what I said. I was screaming at the TV. I was literally screaming at the TV that he didn't go downstairs and go, Bill. But he didn't get that. But see, yeah, okay. So we'll get to the conversation. But so that was the premise of this week was that Brooke was like, Shauna, I need to have a talk with my husband. And so Shauna kind of went out. She did the right thing. She left, let them talk. And that's what when Brooke closed that door, I was like, here we go. And again, I told you last time, when Brooke is misinvestigated, when Brooke is on the case, she is on the case. And she was like, I know she wanted to say, what the F is going on here, Ridge? We're ready. We're good. I mean, I forgave you. You forgave me. And Rich just stood there. I was calling him Robot Rich to tap it. Rich just standing there. I know it's a so dramatic thing they were doing. But I was just like, oh my God. She was like, but then when she said, was it the same thing with Taylor? He goes, no, it's different. She was like, no, it's not different.
So much.
Her face was like, she said, she's like, no, it's the same. And I was like, that's the Brooke that I like. So before I even go further, so that conversation, which lasted like the whole week basically, and they start bringing up the past, and she's bringing, I was married to Bill, I was married to oh my God, Eric, blah blah. Ladies go. Let's go.
Okay. I always want to slap Ridge in the face. Like, okay, Tammy's right. In real life, I know this is not real life, but in real life, you would have walked down those stairs and been like, what is happening? Right? What the hell?
Right, you would.
But
right.
No, he just runs off like, oh, we're supposed to feel so sorry for Ridge. No, not doing it.
Same here.
Not doing it.
Tammy. Another Tammy.
The whole reason this is an issue is because, should I call her a sociopath? But that's Thomas's label.
Right.
How do we describe Quinn? Because she's the one who set all of this in motion. Going over to Bill, getting Bill all worked up, where he now has to run over to Brooke's house. And unbeknownst to them, Ridge has got the rose in the note. And so Quinn is happiest, Quinn is happiest when she's causing chaos. You see how gleeful she is during these scenes? She's like, Bill, you need to go over there now. Bill, you don't understand what's happening. Shauna, you need to go upstairs. Like, she loves this.
She does.
Eric is her fantasy.
Jumping up and down.
Yes. Yeah. Eric's her fantasy, and that's done.
I see it totally different than you, Tabby. I see completely.
Do you really? Oh my God.
Here we go. Let's all sip our tea. I see it differently. Quinn wants to be happy. She was happy. Remember, Quinn was quiet for a while. She was totally quiet, not bothering nobody. Brooke came at her. So it's a defense thing. Quinn easily falls into that role of troublemaker. It's easy for her. It's just part of her makeup. And so it lied dormant for a while. But I'm sorry, Brooke started coming after her, so Quinn started feeling threatened. When you feel threatened.
Yeah, so she starts pouring alcohol into Brooke's glass, so now Brooke starts drinking again. And then she starts recording things from the outside. Like, come on.
Yes, but did Quinn...
Just because Brooke's coming after her.
But did Brooke make her kiss Bill?
No, but that's the whole... She plays dirty. Brooke isn't playing dirty. She'll come after you.
That's fine, but still...
She'll get in your face.
I'm not saying she's right. I'm not saying she's right. I'm just saying I get where she's coming from. She's on a defense. So she plays dirty. She's Quinn. She's a little crazy. That's what she does. So she's on defense, and so she's lashing out. But all these folks, see, Quinn's smart. That's what you guys are all missing. Every bit of crazy has some truth in it. And so she's picking the truth out of Bill and Brooke and Shauna. She knows the buttons.
She's manipulating people.
Exactly, but it's smart. It's smart. It's like, if Bill didn't have feelings for Brooke, then all that stuff wouldn't matter. And she could have said anything in the world to her. It wouldn't say anything. If Shauna didn't have feelings for Ridge, whatever, she wouldn't have done what she did. Like she knows, she's smart. She's a puppet master, basically. You're right. She is. And the thing is, I'm not saying she's right or not. She's entertaining for soaps. But you know what I mean? It's like if they didn't all feel the way they felt,
none of this would be an issue. Like
Amanda said, if Ridge shouldn't have played into Quinn's hand then. He should have went downstairs and said, okay, man, this is my wife. This is my love. You're in here talking to her. He played right into it. Quinn didn't make him do that. So yes, you set the ball rolling, but they're all falling into but because there's some truth that all this stuff is going on. And we all know this. You and I have talked about this. We've all talked about this. Ridge has a big ego. That's his thing. It needs to be stroked 24/7. That's Ridge's MO. We know that. He has a big ego. And his ego got hurt. It got bruised. And
if he would have just stayed there for a couple more minutes, he would have heard the whole thing and her kicking him out.
Yes.
But no. And now he won't listen.
Nope.
Because you're right. His ego can't fit through the door anymore.
Right. he's hurt. He's bruised. And so now and this is what people do this all the time. They start gathering stuff up to make their point. So now it's like, well, he hurt my daughter. And he did this. And all of a sudden, Bill, he's picking up decades long of stuff that him and Bill did.
And that was when I was screaming at the TV. How could you, Brooke, how could you have said those things to a man who's hurt me, who's hurt my family, who's hurt Steffi, what he did to Steffi? He didn't do anything to Steffi. They slept together. That was a mutual thing that he still can't get through his head. He didn't run over Steffi on purpose. No. It was an accident. He didn't do anything to Steffi. Yelling, and I'm like, he did nothing to Steffi.
Exactly. That's the point. That's what I'm saying. She may have started stuff and got emotion, but they're all playing right into it.
And did Brooke come back with, well, what, am I holding a grudge against Thomas after what he did to me, after what he did to my daughter, after what he did to our family? She's not holding a grudge against Thomas.
She's not. That's what's on her side. She didn't bring up all this stuff. She only brought up the past to make points of like, yeah, I was married to Bill and Eric and I loved them, at one point. Like I was with them. There's a reason, and I still care for them. Like, and that's what you can say. When she said, wasn't the same with Taylor, when he said no, I screamed. Because her face was like, Ridge, really? Like, really? He goes, the mother of my children. It don't matter, mother of your children, not mother of your children. You still had love for her. And so I love when Brooke said, no, it's the same. She's like, oh, no. She's like, no, it's the same. I was like, good girl, don't back down on that. I'm like, it is the same. He's trying to play you. Like, it is the same. He's trying to make you think that it isn't. And it's like, and so I was like, don't jump on Brooke. It's not her. Because she was seriously perplexed. You could tell she was just like, what is going on here? I thought we were good. And now you're trashing us and having Shauna. And then she went downstairs to Shauna. I was like, let me say a few words to you, bitch, before I walk out the door.
But you know what she said? She said to Ridge too, which to me is like, you need to just end this, Brooke. Like, it needs to be done. She said, I am fighting everything inside of me to run out of this house right now. Just the way Ridge ran out of the house when he wasn't hearing what he wanted to hear. She goes, but I'm not running because I'm going to fight for us. And I was like, girl, aren't you sick of fighting?
Right.
Like, does it have to be this hard all the time? Like, aren't you tired?
That's why I'm thinking, I was going, okay, to have Ridge marry Shauna, it can't be over that fast. I had a feeling, and Denise Richards is a big property, of course, she's a big name. So I had a feeling the marriage is going to last longer than we think it's going to. That's why I said those turns were happening. I was like, oh, it's interesting. So I think it's going to last longer. I think Bill's going to go back to Brooke. I think they're going to get together, I think. I think Brooke's going to have a nut. It's going to be tired of it and go to Bill. I think so.
I don't know.
For a while.
This is what I hope. I hope that Brooke teams up with Thomas and they discover what happened. And then Brooke, she does a party, right? And she exposes them at the party.
You said Thomas. So we're still working on the redemption storyline for him then.
Yeah, because I need them to redeem him.
Okay.
Because I can't like him unless something happens, right? Like, I can't just be down with Thomas after all the stuff he did.
Well, I love how down home you are. You're like, down. I'm not down with Thomas. But no, I mean, I'm going with your logic, going, yeah, that's the part of the redemption storyline. If Brooke forgives him, then the audience will forgive him, so to speak, a little bit, and then maybe hope.
That's what I think.
Tammy don't like that. You know, Tammy, if they don't like that, you don't like that.
I think it's a great. I would actually love to see Thomas and Brooke team up to bring out the truth. But to me, that doesn't negate what Ridge has done. Do I hold grudges? Maybe.
Maybe.
Really, Tammy?
So Quinn and Shauna set this whole thing up, and he was so drunk he doesn't remember anything, and that's why they got married. But it doesn't negate the fact that from then on in his behavior. At the end of the day, he doesn't have faith in Brooke. At the end of the day, he doesn't trust her. At the end of the day, he's always looking outside when his ego gets bruised. That has, like you said, James, that has nothing to do with Quinn and Shauna. Nothing.
And he said it. He goes, I always run off. He said it a few weeks ago, I always run off.
He's like, who does that?
Ridge does.
Yeah, that's what he said. Like, who does that?
And he admitted it. He goes, I always run off when I get upset. And that's what he did. He ran off to Shauna. He ran off to her. So again, there was no manipulation there either. It's like, it's just, I said, that's why I like the storyline. It is kind of convoluted a little bit. There's Quinn's a pot stirrer is where she is. She's stirring the pot. And she did a few things, but there's truth in everything that's going on. So it's kind of like, that's why it's a good story, because it's not just some, fake story. It's like, it's good because if there weren't feelings around all of them, and Rich likes Shauna on some level. He likes her on some level. He's not in love with her, but he likes her. So that's good too. That's a foundation for something. You like each other, you have fun together. So I mean, but we know he loves Brooke. That's endgame. He loves Brooke. But then the ego.
But it's like Bill with Katie. He loves Brooke, but all he does is hurt her.
Yep.
True.
There's no difference. He's acting the same way that the man he hates the most, he's acting the same way.
Exactly. Which isn't that common? Isn't that the whole thing, the two sides of the coin? Enemies become frenemies, sometimes become friends because they're actually
they're so similar.
They're similar.
Yeah.
You see in the other what you don't like about yourself. They always say that kind of thing. So it's kind of, they both these heads of kind of families who love the same, like a lot of the same women, or into power and control. But just one slightly different the way he does it than the other. Because I don't think of Ridge as a good guy. And I think Bill is considered a villain, I guess, kind of, but I don't think Ridge is considered really that good of a guy either. Like I don't, that's fans tell us do you consider Ridge a good guy? I mean, I don't know if he is or not. We know what Amanda thinks. You know what I mean? Like, because usually they always try to do like Taylor and Brooke, and Taylor's the bad one and Brooke's the good one. But I don't know if that's simple either. There's a lot of complicated, which is a great story, a lot of complicated history between them. So with Bill and Ridge, good point, Tammy. They're both they're kind of similar in the way they look at things, but they just act differently. Yeah. When it comes to Brooke, they both act slightly different with her, but they both love her. That's a good story. That's a good triangle.
And Bill has always said to Brooke, the one thing that I will always do that Ridge will never be able to do or give you is I will always make you a priority. I will always make you a priority. And Ridge never does that for Brooke. Ever.
He doesn't. Oh my God, but I have to say, I loved when Brooke called Shauna the slut from the desert. I was like, is that the pot calling Kettle Black? What's going on over there, girl? But she said, you're just a slut from the desert. I was like, ooh, go on, girl.
That was awesome.
That was awesome. That's why I got my camo.
That's right. She's ready. That's right.
But then Shauna to Brooke, you need to watch how you address me. She was stepping into the Mrs. Ridge Forrester role. Like, this is my house now.
She was.
It was. She was like,
That's all right. That's all right. She can stay there for a couple weeks, a couple months. That's fine. But she's not going to stay there for long.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Actually, I agree with you, man. It's not gonna be for long, but I think the wedding itself had to happen for a reason. That's not gonna just end in a couple of days. I mean, I had a feeling it was gonna last a little longer than that. They have Rich get married.
Uh-oh, she's got her finger going.
A finger wagging.
This is James. This is the word that I learned from James. What is the typical soap opera trope that they're gonna use to keep Ridge and Shauna married? What are they gonna do?
Late in life pregnancy.
Fake or real?
Exactly, either one.
That's what's going to happen. That's the only thing that's going to keep them married. And maybe, I hope it's real, I hope they consummate the marriage and she gets pregnant, because that'll be the only thing that Brooke will go, I'm done.
Yeah, seriously, I know.
I'm done. Because otherwise it's just an excuse for Ridge. Oh, a fake pregnancy. Oh, well, poor Ridge.
Right.
There's no accountability. There's never any accountability.
That's true. If it's fake, if it's fake, then he becomes a victim.
Yeah. I hope she gets pregnant. Oh my God, I hope she gets pregnant.
Cheap maternity clothes, probably. Maybe some cute stuff. Man, you know, let me some Denise Richards.
You just blew my mind. I didn't even think of that.
See? Because they're old, because they're both older, but she can have a kid. I'm sure she can.
Yeah, she can have a kid.
Yeah.
Brooke would be like, huh?
Yeah, exactly. But the point is, you're right, because there's
Shauna.
nothing else keeping them together. I mean, they have to have something to keep them together.
Yeah.
A little longer. But I agree with the man. It won't be a long-lasting marriage, obviously. But I just think when they did this turn, I go, oh, okay. So they had him marry her for a reason that won't be just done in a day or two. Like, it's not going to happen. There's a longer-term story for this. And bringing Bill back in is a longer-term story for this. You know what I mean? Because he wasn't in the picture for it. He wasn't in the picture at all of this. It was just Quinn, her. Then also you bring Bill in. I was like, they don't do anything for a reason. There's a reason why I brought Bill back in. And now that it killed Bill and Katie, there's a reason.
Yeah.
Those puzzle pieces are, all three of us are not dumb. They're putting pieces together. That's what I'm saying. I have a feeling Brooke's will go back to Bill. Begrudgingly, probably, but she probably will. Because
Begrudgingly.
You know what I mean? Because she had no choice.
Poor Brooke. Brooke.
I feel bad for her because she's like, well, she kissed him. Again, I keep saying it over again. She kissed Bill.
He made her do it. He made her do it. He's got like a vortex of hotness, and it just pulled her right in.
He does. No, girl, I'm with you. If I was within 2 feet of him, I'd probably be sucked in too. I'm sure. I'm like,
same building. Come on, 2 feet. Same building.
I know, same building. I mean,
you'd find your way.
Well, I'll go with the man. I'll go with them. That's the only answer. I'll give it to you. But she still did kiss him. So, Ridge should be upset about that at the least. I'll give him that one. That they kissed.
Well, everything that Quinn keeps doing, I forgot I was going to tell you this. Everything that Quinn keeps doing is like, I get excited about it because I can't wait. The list is just adding up because I cannot wait until it comes out.
And it will.
Eric is going to lose it. Yeah. I can't wait.
Which, again, to see John McCook, who's a great actor, get him something good and meaty, it's going to be so good. Woo, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Back when
then Donna can pick up the pieces.
People talk about that.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God, I love that.
No, people would talk about that. Her honey bear.
Oh my God, I love that.
Oh, I'm with you, Amanda. I'm totally with you now. And Quinn would hate. Which I'll take. I love it. Give me some crazy Quinn. I love
Yeah,
Quinn.
we know she's good with the dagger when she did to Liam.
I just did. And she pushed Deacon off a cliff. When she does stuff.
Homegirl she pushed Ivy off a bridge?
Yes. She does stuff. Oh, no, I like Crazy Quinn. Because I talked to my buddy Sean Kane, and he's like, I'll come back as Deacon if they want me to. I'm in jail right now, but he'll come back.
I would love that.
I know, we love that down there. It's like you mentioned, bring him on, bring him back on. Mm-hmm. But no, I'm with you, Amanda. And Donna, because Donna's sitting around there just kind of floundering around to talk to you. Did I interrupt something? No, but you didn't interrupt anything. No. Why would you talk first when you think they're doing something? I don't answer the phone. If I'm doing something, I won't be answering the phone. I can tell you that right now. I'm busy having relations with my man. I would not be answering. Yeah, girl. We're having. No, she obviously was not getting busy. So I was like, so we need Donna to do more than because Donna, she's hotty-totty herself. Jennifer Garris is beautiful. Get her back with John McCook. They have great chemistry. I'm there, Amanda. Give me Crazy Quinn. I'm all for it. Have her attacking everybody. Her being cornered and attacking everybody. I'm for it.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Those Logan sisters. She'd go after all of them. Could you imagine a great kidnapping story or something? But Donna and Brooke are kidnapped. I'd love all of it. I'd love it.
Yeah. I'd be interested in seeing, now that Katie's made her decision, what the next conversation is going to be like between her and Brooke.
I didn't even thought about that. That's good. Yes. I didn't even thought about that. Oh, yeah.
Because, I think Brooke is able to put what Bill said to her in context.
She gets it.
She gets it. Yeah. But I want to see that conversation between the two of them. Because I don't think it'll be like, I'm never going to talk to you conversation. Like they've had in the past where it's been a blowout. I don't think it'll be like that.
No, I would love to actually see the Logan sisters together, all three of them, and it comes up during that time period. And they need to have a discussion. And it's heartfelt. They come to some conclusions, and then go from there. I think that would be it. That's my sorry, writers. That's my thought. I would think, and have Donna kind of.
I think what Brooke is gonna need to do is just be honest and say, I can't control how he feels. He came here. He said that to me. Right. I kicked him out. I did not say, okay, I love you too. Like, she needs to be honest and say, I'm sorry.
That's what she said to Ridge. Like, I can't control Bill.
Right.
What he does. Right.
And she can't. She can't. That was him. She goes, I didn't tell him to come over here. He told Ridge. He came over on his own. He showed up here. I mean, like, she had nothing to do with that. Ridge acted like he followed her there or something. Like, it's like, no. It's like she was at home getting ready for him, and he showed up.
Oh, and I wanted to say this. Shout out to Catherine Kelly Lang, okay? Because she is so hot in her lingerie.
God, I know.
Like, she is just, I wish I looked like that now, much less at her age.
She's Catherine Kelly Lang.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yes, she's gorgeous. And, and Tammy and I both have interviewed her, and she's just beautiful inside and out as a person. And she's effervescent. That's always thing about her.
She glows, yeah.
Glows. I mean, she's so just like, I mean, one of the nicest people, and just so, I love her giggle. I just love, and Catherine Kelly actually has watched some of our little videos. So we love you, Catherine Kelly Lang, K-A-L. But she is just, but back to being on screen, she's hot. I see why all these men are falling over her. She's hot. Come on, folks. And I love it because for me, being an older person in my 50s, I like that they're showing women and men of certain ages that we're still hot.
Yeah, they still have a sexual drive. They're human. Yeah. They don't have to become this.
So many grandmas and grandpas who just pass out cookies. I'm like, no, be that too, but they also have lives. And I'm glad that right now all the soaps are doing it right now, actually. All the soaps are showcasing older couples, and I'm really happy about that. I like that. Good triangles, everything. Just give it to us. I mean, like they're still alive. Still working out. But yeah, Brooke had her little breasts out and everything. Everything's all cute, all this low cut thing.
There's nothing little about them.
I know. That's my girl. She's like everything. But she looked good. She looked good. Yeah. I was like, so I agree with you, man. I think a shout out to her because whatever's working, she's living her best life, I guess. And whatever's working, it shows. It totally shows. But she is like a great person. But I'm glad. I'm glad they're showing us this mature triangle because all of them look good. I mean, all of them look good. And from Quinn to Shauna to Riz to Bill, they all look great. Eric, they all look great. So I'm so glad to see that this storyline it's happening.
And I love Eric. John McCook, love him. I wish he was on more. I'd like him to have a story that he could really get into,
Yes, I agree. When Quinn first got together, he was on all the time, and we're like reminded. He got nominated for an Emmy in one of those years too. How good he is. He's silent. He's silent but deadly. Like he can come out there and get you, and he's so fatherly. Like he can talk to you very paternally, and you're just like, ooh.
He is the patriarch. He's got that.
He's the good. He is the good guy. That's the one thing. Eric's always been the good guy. So to get with Quinn was genius. I thought it was genius put them together, and I was rooting for them. That was the whole thing. I was rooting for them.
So I have a question.
Sure.
Those little blue papers that Ridge is carrying around.
Yes, they're known papers.
I'm waiting for him. He should have served them. Obviously, he should have given to Shauna like immediately. But anyway, so he keeps bringing them out and looking at them and bringing them out.
That's the prop.
So do you think eventually he's going to tear them up?
Yes. I think so. That's where we're going. That's why I've done it already. In front of Brooke or whatever. Or in front of Shauna. It doesn't say anything to her, just goes, and she sees this, doesn't know what it is, and then he throws them away, and then consummates his love.
Oh my God.
I see with Denise Richards too, so don't do it, Ridge. Do it. Do it. I do it. Do it.
What bothers me is he keeps taking no explanation as an explanation. Like, he's asked her more than once, what happened? Like, how did this happen? And I don't remember any of it. And then every time, like this week, she's like, you know what? That's not important. Let's talk about now. That's not important. And I'm like, oh, but that is important. Like, he don't remember it.
But see, part of the problem is part of the thing that works in her favor is that he remembers parts of it. So it sounds plausible because he remembers up to a point. So at least it's not like it's completely a blackout. It's like he actually remembers. He knows he was in Vegas with her. He knows they were drinking. Like, he knows certain things. So that's probably confusing a little bit, kind of like, well, I did go with her. I did do this. We did go on the town. It's just this one.
He trusts her.
Right.
That's a mistake, buddy.
Right. But you know what I mean? He has no reason not to believe her. It's thinking, well, I was in Vegas. I was drunk. You know?
And he thinks she's this, he thinks of her in a way, like Tammy said, it's almost fantasy. She's this perfect, oh, she's always there for me. She's going to be a great friend. Like, he don't see her like we do.
Right. Well, because we know all the stuff, that's why. You don't know nothing. I just watched Big Brother, and I'm always like, well, we know what's going on in the house, but they don't know what's going on in the house. They're in the house. So, I mean, that's kind of the thing. We don't know. They don't know that she's doing all this stuff. So to him, it's like, oh, she's always been nice to me. She's always been kind. And for the longest time, like I said, she hasn't really done anything overtly scheming. Not overtly. So for him, it's like she's been a nice person, a nice time.
She's an accomplice.
She is, but she didn't. I mean, to him, she's always just kind of been there. And like I said, for a while, I was on her side because she wasn't doing anything super shady. She was just always making herself available. There's nothing wrong with that. He was single and out there, and he kept going to her. Now she's an accomplice, so now it's a different story. But before, she just made herself available. And she hasn't slept with them. So, I mean, they had a few kisses, but that's it. So
that's not from a lack of trying, though, dude.
Well, I know. I'm saying it's tame compared to some folks. They used to get into bed right away and all stuff. It's very tame compared, but they haven't slept together yet. That's the thing. So they're really building towards. I think that they're building towards that. So when it does happen, that really will change everything once they sleep together. But right now they haven't. She's just on the bed. Hi, Brooke. I'm on the bed.
That was so funny too.
I was laughing so hard.
Brooke comes and she's like, "What in the hell is going on here?" I was like, "Yes."
I said, when Brooke gets in that mode, I'm all in. I'm like, that's like, she will get to the truth. I mean, she's like, I'm gonna get to the truth.
She wasn't lurking outside the door and looking, and then decided to slither away and go pout.
She was like,
hello.
Hello. She's like, hello. What the F's going on here? And so I'm just sitting like, hell, I'm just waiting for Ridge to come. You know, I was laughing. I couldn't stop laughing. I just thought it was hilarious. I loved Rich's portrayal of this. It's kind of funny.
I think the key to all of this might be that minister or officiant or whatever you want to call him, her friend in Vegas. Yeah. I think maybe if they get to him, then the truth can come out.
But he doesn't know anything about the texting.
No, but he knows Ridge thought he was at the Price is Right or Wheel of Fortune at the wedding.
I think a vowel 500. I think an A. So that's a great loose end that's out there. I mean, and Bolt does that. They'll bring Bill back in a second. They have no problem.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So there's a great setup. This whole thing is a great setup. I mean, I like the storyline. It's a great story. I'm just screaming at TV because I'm into the characters and I'm screaming at them for that. But really, it's actually a good story. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, Ridge being a knucklehead is actually a good story. I mean, that's the you know what I mean? It's like we're talking about this, you know, but it's not real life. Obviously, we're talking about the show. We're not mad at the writing and stuff. We're mad at the character like we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be mad at Ridge. That's the point, right? We're supposed to feel for Brooke. We're supposed to feel angry at Bill. We're supposed to feel sorry for Kate. That's what we're supposed to do. They're actually giving us that. They're giving us all of that. So I mean, it's good stuff, you guys. I mean, I think this week was actually a really good week. I'm excited to see. Because now I can go anywhere next week or this week. This week, you can go anywhere. We don't know I don't know what the first episode is going to be. I mean, we know where they're going to pick up off of. I mean, what are they going to start with? What are they going to start with? will we see more Steffi this week? I mean, I don't know. We're going to go back to that storyline a little bit. We can give this one a rest a minute. I mean, will Bill go to Brooke? Will Brooke go to Bill? I mean, we have no idea what's going to happen. We really don't.
Well, definitely Brooke's going to continue getting down to the bottom of what happened.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Oh, yeah. That's her MO. That's her MO.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she's gonna figure this ass out.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's not buying their story.
No, she's not. She's not. And that'll be fun. Like you said, that'll be fun to watch when their comeuppance comes. That's that's soaps. That's what soaps do. So that was our week. I mean, just almost an hour. That's our week of what happened and The Bold and the Beautiful on CBS. Our favorite soap we watched. It's only a half an hour, 20 minutes, 25 minutes with commercials. Love it.
It's actually 17.
Or 17.
Is it 25 or 17? I don't know. Like that.
No, you're right. No, it always says like 25, the number of 20. That's right. You're right.
25, that's right.
And it's also because I did an episode of Bold and Beautiful Rewind. Go ahead and listen to that. It's an audio-only podcast. And I talk about how you can watch episodes of Bold and Beautiful on CBS All Access. So you can go there. If you have a subscription service, you can go, I think it's like $5 a month or whatever. You can go there and watch episodes dating back for 20 years, I believe. They don't have the first ones up, but you can go back in time and actually see where some of these beginnings come from, why Brooke and Bill got together and all that stuff. You can see it in Katie and all that. So you go and watch those. CBS All Access has episodes, but my show, Bold and Beautiful Rewind, is only audio. You can go to any streaming service to listen to that. So, well, thanks, ladies, for doing this. And Amanda Russ has the Bold and Beautiful podcast. Somebody can find it.
You can find me on all the socials at the Bold and Beautiful podcast.
Can't wait to listen to your show. Can't wait to listen to your show. See what you guys are going to talk about.
We're running a little bit behind because of the hurricane, but I'm getting caught up. Don't worry. Okay.
No, we're glad you're okay. We're just so glad because they said it was a really bad hurricane. Like it was big. I'm glad that you guys in Louisiana, Texas. I'm just glad everyone is okay. That survived is okay. So we're glad you're okay. We were wondering about you, and so thanks. I'm glad you're here. Tammy Govea, where can they find your lovely self?
So you can find me on Twitter at Tammy Govea, Insta Tammy.Govea, and Facebook Tammy Govea Official.
Yes, and the Voices of Daytime with Stacey Hyduke.
Yeah.
Out there right now. Go ahead and check that out here on JLJ Media. Stacey, again, another effervescent person who's just like the bomb. And then Daytime Today with her and Candace Mack. We'll be back next Friday. So check it out on Friday. We talk about all your news for daytime TV, digital dramas, all that kind of stuff. Hurricane Candace knows a lot of stuff. Homegirl knows her stuff.
She does.
She does. And so it's a fun show to watch, and that'll be out, and that's audio and video. You'll be able to catch it on JLJ Media. But check out the past episodes and see what we're talking about here on JLJ Media. And you can find me where all James Lott Jr.'s are sold at James Lott Jr. on all social media platforms. Yes, everywhere, even on TikTok. Go ahead and follow me there. And then JLJ Media is across all social media platforms. This show, the Bold and Beautiful mini spotlight, the Bold and Beautiful Rewind, are under the Bold universe. So go to Twitter, go to Instagram, go to Facebook, the Bold universe. Go ahead, like us there. We're getting lots of people starting to like us there now. So get it, like it, subscribe. We post things from the show, post things from this show, post things from that show. We have a good time. But thanks to all the new followers, subscribers, and I just appreciate it so much. We're gonna try to give you all the Bold goodness. Again, everyone, please have a safe week if you can. Stay safe and have compassion for each other. Bye.
Bye, guys.